All right, so get this. We're going to a star system, and it's making scientists kind of confused. Imagine, like, a planet the size of Saturn, but so light it could basically float.
Yeah.
You sent us this article, and it's about a new discovery in the Kepler 51 system.
Huh?
A place that's already known for these strange super puff planets. And get this, scientists, they were going to study one of the known planets.
Yeah.
With the James Webb Space Telescope, the JWST.
Yep.
And they found something totally unexpected. It's brand new science,
Yeah, it's really exciting stuff. These super puff planets are, they're really challenging our understanding of how planets, how they form and how they keep their atmospheres.
Okay, so let's break this down, right? For anyone out there who's never heard of a super puff, what are we even talking about? I mean, they're not actually made of cotton candy, right?
No, not quite.
Okay.
But the name, it's pretty fitting, I guess, paints a picture, right? We're dealing with these massive gas giants, similar in size to like Jupiter or Saturn.
Got it.
But, and here's the thing, they have this incredibly low density. That's where the whole cotton candy comparison comes in.
So if we had a bathtub big enough, you're saying one of these planets would just float around?
Theoretically, yeah. And that's that's the big question that's really, really got scientists stumped,
Right.
Our current theories, they struggle to explain how planets that are this large can, how can they keep these atmospheres that are so spread out without them just getting blown away by solar winds.
It's like trying to blow up this giant balloon, but you want it to stay inflated forever.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, actually. It really highlights the problem these planets are presenting, the conundrum.
Yeah.
And the Kepler 51 system, as you mentioned, it already had 3 of these superpuffs.
Right.
Kepler 51b, Kepler 51c, and Kepler 51 Pic. And they're all orbiting their star, Kepler 51.
So what makes this new discovery so important? How did scientists even find another planet in a system that's already been studied a lot,
It's all because of a small wobble, really. A tiny, tiny change that showed us this hidden world was there. Scientists were getting ready to look at Kepler 51b.
Yeah.
Using the James Webb Space Telescope.
Right.
And they were using what we call the transit method, where a planet, it passes in front of its star, and that causes a slight dip in the star's brightness, like a mini eclipse, sort of.
So they were expecting this tiny dip in light at a very specific time because, they knew Kepler 51b's orbit.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Kepler 51 it showed up early.
Oh, wow.
2 hours early, actually. For its close-up.
2 hours.
2 hours. It's way outside of any margin of error,
Yeah.
Completely unexpected.
Wait, so a planet was basically early for its photo shoot?
Yeah, basically.
And that led to a whole new discovery.
It did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this unexpected timing. It was like a cosmic alarm bell,
Yeah.
It meant that something was messing with Kepler 51d's orbit.
Oh, wow.
And scientists, they dug in deep, right? They looked at years and years of data from all sorts of telescopes. Kepler, TESS, even Hubble.
I bet that was a lot of math and head scratching.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
They had to make these really complex models, like simulations, see what could explain why Kepler 51d was early.
Yeah.
And the answer.
What was it?
Another planet. Hiding in the system, just tugging on Kepler 51d's orbit. Just enough to make it speed up,
It's like Kepler 51d, like a little gravitational nudge from a secret split.
Sure.
So this is where Kepler 51e comes in, right?
Exactly. Kepler 51, the newest planet in this system that was already pretty crazy. It just it came out of hiding, all thanks to that little wobble in its neighbor's orbit.
Amazing. So what do we know about this new planet?
Well, so far, it seems like Kepler 51e has a similar mass to the other planets.
Okay.
And its year, the time it takes to go around its star, it's about 264 days. And that puts it just inside what we call the habitable zone.
Wait, the habitable zone?
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot, right? Yeah. Where temperatures could be just right for liquid water.
Exactly.
So we've got a potentially habitable planet in a system full of super puffs.
It's definitely intriguing. It doesn't necessarily mean there's water there,
right?
Let alone life.
Yeah.
But it adds a whole new layer of mystery to this discovery.
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning, really. This finding has created more questions than answers.
Mm.
And scientists, they're eager to learn more about the mysteries of Kepler 51. What's so interesting here, right, is that this system is already kind of weird with its three superpuffs, and now we might have a fourth Kepler 51e, and it really, it makes us question what we thought we knew, about how these planets, how they even form.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's already wild trying to imagine, like, just one of these planets forming and holding on to this fluffy atmosphere, but 4 are in the same system. It's like winning the cosmic lottery.
Yeah.
But instead of money, you win bizarre puffy planets.
Exactly. It's really pushing scientists to rethink their models, and come up with new ideas. Some theories suggest that these superpuffs, they might actually form further out in their systems where it's colder, and then they move inward. And as they get closer to the star's heat, their atmospheres they puff up.
So like a cosmic souffle,
Uh-huh.
rising in a stellar oven.
I like that. A delicious analogy.
Yeah.
But the real question is, how do they hold on to those puffed up atmospheres so close to their star?
Right.
The heat and the stellar wind, it should be ripping them away, but they're hanging on there.
Maybe they have some kind of like invisible force field that we haven't discovered yet.
Maybe.
Okay, probably not. But it's a fun thought. But seriously though, this discovery, it brings up so many questions. Like we haven't actually seen Kepler 51e transit
Right.
in front of its star, so we don't actually know if it's a superpuff too.
Exactly. It's like finding a mysterious egg.
Oh, okay.
We know there's something inside, but we don't know what it is until it hatches.
Right.
And if Kepler 51e, if it does turn out to be a superpuff, well, that would make this system even more incredible. I mean, it could change what we know about planet formation.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And you said that Kepler 51e's orbit is it's right on the edge of the habitable zone, right?
Right.
So does that mean, like, could it be a superpuff with oceans? Or even life?
It's an exciting possibility, sure. But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
The habitable zone just means the temperature is right,
Yeah.
for liquid water.
Yeah.
Which is essential for life as we know it.
Yeah.
But there are so many other things that determine whether a planet can actually support life.
Like a breathable atmosphere, a stable climate, and probably a good pizza place, right?
Well, maybe not the pizza. But yeah, you're right. A lot of things have to be just right for life to actually start. But the fact that Kepler 51e is in that sweet spot, it definitely makes it a great target for more study,
I can't wait to see what they find. But going back to those hidden planets for a second, if Kepler 51e was only discovered because of its pull on Kepler 51b, does that mean there could be like even more planets in the system that we just haven't found yet?
It's totally possible. Remember, we're only seeing the planets that happen to pass in front of their star from where we are,
Right.
There could be a whole bunch of planets orbiting at different angles.
Yeah.
That we just haven't seen yet.
So how do we find those hidden worlds? Is it just a matter of waiting, or can we like actively search for them?
That's where the real detective work comes in.
Mm-hmm.
One way is to keep watching the known planets,
Okay.
their orbits, and look for any tiny changes, any hints that there's something else, something unseen tugging on them. It's like trying to hear a whisper.
Yeah.
In a noisy room.
But sometimes those whispers, they can lead to huge discoveries, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the great thing about science is that we're always coming up with new tools and techniques.
Yeah.
To explore the universe.
Right.
Who knows what the next generation of telescopes will show us.
This whole story is like, it's really showing us how much we still don't know about the universe.
Yeah.
We thought we had Kepler 51 figured out, and then bam, a hidden planet shows up and changes everything.
It's a good reminder that the universe is it's full of surprises.
Mm-hmm.
And what we understand about it, it's always changing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes science so exciting.
Yeah.
It's this never-ending search for knowledge, a journey with all these unexpected twists and turns.
So we've talked about the what of this discovery, right?
Right.
A new planet that's shaking things up in a system full of superpuffs. But what about the so what? Like, why should we here on Earth care about these fluffy planets?
Yeah.
that are so far away?
That's a great question. It might seem like a distant abstract discovery, but it actually tells us a lot about how planets form.
Yeah.
And about the different kinds of worlds that are out there in our galaxy.
So give us the big picture, right? Like, how does Kepler 51 change our perspective?
Well, first, it challenges our ideas about how planets form. We have these theories, right, about how planets form from disks of gas and dust.
Yeah.
But Kepler 51, with all its super puffs, it's like nature saying, hold on, there's more to it than that.
It's like those cooking shows where they throw in a secret ingredient.
Yeah.
And it totally changes the whole dish.
Exactly.
Oh.
Kepler 51 it's like adding a whole new flavor to what we know about planetary systems.
Mm-hmm.
It's showing us that there are ways for planets to form that we don't totally understand yet.
So it's not just about these specific planets, right? It's about what they tell us about bigger processes happening in the universe.
Exactly. It's about expanding, our cosmic horizons and realizing that the universe is way more diverse, way more complex than we ever thought.
And that brings us to another point, the power of tiny clues. We didn't find Kepler 51e by looking for something huge and obvious, right?
Right.
It showed itself through this tiny wobble, this little change in its neighbor's orbit.
It's a perfect example of how paying attention to the smallest details can lead to these big breakthroughs. And it reminds us that sometimes the most important discoveries, they come from the most unexpected places.
Makes you wonder what other secrets the universe is hiding.
Yeah.
Just waiting for us to notice the signs.
And that's the amazing thing about it all. We're living in a time of incredible discovery.
Yeah.
With these powerful telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, they're showing us new wonders every day.
Speaking of JWST, this whole story really it really highlights how incredible it is. It wasn't even looking directly at Kepler 51e, right?
Right.
But its data on Kepler 51d was what led to this whole discovery.
It really shows the power of precision and sensitivity. We can now see these tiny changes in starlight that we couldn't see before, and that's opening up a whole new world of exploration.
It's like having a new set of eyes on the universe,
Yeah.
Able to see things we couldn't even dream of before, and to think this is just the beginning. As GWST keeps looking out there, who knows what other hidden worlds it'll find.
The possibilities are really mind-blowing. We're at the start of a new era of discovery in astronomy, and I, for one, can't wait to see what amazing things we find next.
Makes you wonder, right? Like, what other weird and awesome planets are out there, hidden in space? Maybe even stranger than these super puffs.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, we've only been really looking for exoplanets for what, a few decades,
right?
And in that time, we've found thousands of planets that are completely different from anything in our own solar system.
It's like we used to think our little corner of the galaxy was like the model for all planetary systems,
Yeah.
But now it's more like we're the odd ones out.
A good way to put it, yeah. And that's what makes studying exoplanets so fascinating, I think. It's always challenging our assumptions, and it reminds us that nature is way more creative than we could ever imagine.
Speaking of imagination, you were saying earlier that Kepler 51e is it's right on the edge of the habitable zone, right? So I can't help but think, like, what would a habitable superpuff even be like? Could there be like floating creatures, like giant jellyfish or something, just suspended in its atmosphere?
Yeah, that's a really interesting thought. I mean, we don't have any proof of life forms like that,
right?
But it does show you just how much potential for different kinds of life there could be on these planets. The conditions on a superpuff would be so unlike Earth,
right?
That it's almost impossible to picture what kind of life could even exist there.
It reminds us that life as we know it might just be like one tiny possibility out of so many others in the universe. Like maybe we're limited by our own imaginations because we're stuck on Earth, right?
Exactly. What we understand about life is based on what we see here.
Right.
But that might be a very, very limited view. The universe could be full of life forms that we haven't even even thought of.
It's kind of humbling,
Huh.
but also really exciting to think about.
And that's what keeps us exploring. Every new discovery, every surprise, it makes us question what we think we know.
Yeah.
And it helps us understand the cosmos a little better.
The Kepler 51's system, it's a great example of that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
With
yeah.
with its super puffs and its potentially habitable planet. It's like the reminder that the universe is full of mysteries, just waiting for us to find them. We just got to ask the right questions and build the tools to answer them.
And those answers, they usually lead even more questions, right?
Yeah.
Which keeps us going on this journey of exploration. And it's a journey that's really just beginning. And I think the best discoveries are still out there waiting for us.
It's like we're standing at the edge of this huge ocean of knowledge, and we've only just dipped our toes in.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And the best part is that everyone's invited to join this exploration. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a scientist or just someone who's curious about the universe. The universe it's open to anyone who wants to wonder and to learn its secrets.
So to all our listeners out there, keep that sense of wonder. Keep looking up at the stars. Keep asking questions and keep exploring the universe, not just the one around us, but the one inside us too.
Because who knows? Maybe one day it'll be one of you who makes the next big discovery, the one that changes how we see the cosmos.
Until next time, keep diving deep.